What I'm told by agents in the field yesterday and this morning is the system right now simply cannot handle the overwhelming number of Central American immigrants flooding the border, especially families. 7,000 apprehended last November, 25,000 apprehended last month. And because of that, the Border Patrol and ICE are forced to shift migrants from place to place or simply drop them off at a bus station like this one in El Paso. More than 400 released Sunday and Monday because, again, there's nowhere to put them. The case of this 8-year-old Felipe Alonso Gomez, I'm told, illustrates the problem. According to CBP, here's the timeline. Agents apprehended this boy and his father near El Paso last Tuesday, December 18th. They were processed, given food and water. 2 days later, December 20th, they were transferred to El Paso. Then, 3 days later, because of overcrowding, they were transferred again to the Alamogordo station. A day later, December 24th, an agent noticed the boy looked sick and took him to a local hospital. He was admitted around 9 a.m., got Tylenol, an antibiotic, and ibuprofen, then released around 2 p.m. Agents took the boy to a highway checkpoint holding cell. 4 hours later, he began vomiting. They returned to the hospital around 10 p.m. He lost consciousness during transport and then was pronounced dead just shy of midnight on Christmas Eve. Now, CBP says the agents checked the boy's welfare more than 24 times over roughly a week. Champion Regional Medical Center is also going to come under scrutiny, of course, for releasing this boy, reportedly with a fever of 103. Now, this trip from Guatemala to the U.S. likely took the father and son several weeks. We're also told it is likely the two camped just south of the El Paso fence for several days in wet, freezing weather. Now, the funeral of Gomez follows that earlier this month of 7-year-old Jacqueline McKean, who also died in Border Patrol custody. Both ICE and Border Patrol say they have mandates to hold people who cross illegally, but then also court orders to release them in a number of days, whether there is shelter space or not. Every child right now in CBP custody is going to receive a medical checkup if they're under 10 years old, and the agency, Rick, has asked for medical help from the Coast Guard, the DOD, and FEMA to get that done.